This is Emil, you're watching MyVar, and in today's video we're going to look at some progress on the game engine stuff. So yeah, here's the progress. A black screen now. We have some cubes, and I can just manipulate them using my scroll wheel, and if I hold down shift it changes the axis. And if I press Z it goes into wireframe mode, and yeah, we'll look at that in a second. So how does this work? If I make that smaller, and so at the bottom here you can see that one, that's the center cube. If I click on this one, you see 2, and then that one, 3, right? And yeah, so I'm trying to implement, and every time you click on it, it will place a thingy there. Yeah, it's a little bit buggy still, and I'm working on it, but it's a start. Yeah, so the way we'll quickly go over how this code works. And the way this is, I'm gonna think I'm going to in the next episode try and do ray tracing instead for the clicking, and after that I'll kind of give you a rundown of why I'm doing this. So that probably in an episode or two. And yeah, so the way this works is it's quite messy right now, but we have some shaders, the meshes, and then some render targets. The mouse picker will take the ID and divide it by the total amount of game objects and put that in the color of the texture. The game object has an ID over there. In Apogee engine, when we render everything, we render it to that. We render it using that shader, and here we set the total and we divide it, and then we unpack it again over here. Yeah, so over here we unpack it here by multiplying it by the count again. So that's how that works. And then once we have the game object, we do some stuff. Now the next texture, the one that's buggy and why I think I'm going to switch to ray tracing, is because I was trying to get the position. I tried using the normal, the model, the everything. So many different things. It just doesn't want to work. I'm sure I can make it work, and I'm doing something wrong, but it's slow. It's really slow to do this because every time I do it, I have to read off a frame buffer, a pixel. So ray tracing should be a lot faster, even though the mathematics is way more complicated. So in the long term, I do believe that is better. Yeah, so, but basically we're just kind of blitzing the proper frame buffer. And then the camera class is also very messy, like really messy. It just moves the keys, center, when you hold on right click, it centers and changes your angle by rotating you. Cross product of the z-axis and forward, and it's a classic camera design where you have forward, up, and position. And we just have a specialized a matrix that we use for that. So that's over here, where you just give forward and up for the camera movement, and then it's just a projection matrix to project the things. But yeah, so that's all the progress for today. For today's episode, I know it's not a lot. I've just been fighting and battling with that silly positional stuff not working. And for the next episode, we're going to look into some ray tracing and seeing if that works. If that doesn't work, I will, or if it's too buggy or whatever, I will either have to come back to this and properly study up the mathematics and stop being silly, or make the ray tracing work properly. But either way, it's going to be a lot of mathematics. But yeah, once that works, the idea is to try and make something where we can, like Lego bricks, attach models onto one another. And when we get there, we'll kind of go into more detail on that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Do leave a like, and if you have any suggestions or so, please do feel free to leave a comment. Bye bye.